Hi everyone, it's Mike, and today I'm going to do a requested video on sharpening. Now I'm going to do two videos on sharpening. One's going to be the indoor sharpening and one's going to be a field sharpening. Basically it's different kit and different methods. But I wanted to run through the basics of sharpening. Now I'm not amazing at it, but I can get a pretty good edge on my knives. So I'll just run through what's in my sharpening box. I have all my kits stored in little boxes and stuff. So first little items, I have some pure beeswax balsam. It's probably a multi-use item as well because it'll probably burn. But basically that's for wood protection, and I have some shoe polish, again feel leather type stuff. So that's not really to do with sharpening, it's more knife care. I usually also have some camellia oil in here, which is an oil for your blades to take care of your blades. But now onto the sharpening items. So first of all, I'll just zoom in so you can see me a bit better. There we go. First of all, I have an Arcana stone. Now you can use this with like water or oil and stuff like that. This is just an old one. I don't really use this anymore. I've kept it just in case I want to. Then I have one of these little buck, like ceramic type rod sharpeners. This is more of a field sharpener. I really should put this in field sharpening kit. On the note of field sharpening kits, I've seen quite a nice one actually. Depending, I've seen two. Depending on how long you're going for, I've seen one on Shark Tinderbox, which is like a mini whetstone kit. So that'd be for a long weekend. Or I've also seen on a Finlay Primitive Crafts, I've seen a pocket sharpening kit which looks really good, so I'm getting both of those I think for my birthday. But anyway, then I have Grand Force books, sharpening file. This is more for my axes, so I have that. And then the final thing that I have is the one that I use the most, which is my whetstone and Nagura stone. So we'll get on to sharpening. I'm just going to do the basics of sharpening. So it's not going to be a really complex video or anything, guys, but you know. So basically, this stone has two bricks. It has, I think it's something like a I think it's something like a 1000 or an 800, something like that, and something like a 6000. They are quite expensive. That's one of the things about your whetstones, your Japanese waterstones, sorry. You have to keep them wet. That's why I've got this bowl here, and you soak them before, but the water does dry out of them, so you've got to try and keep them quite wet. So first of all, I'm going to start sharpening this Mora number 2. So it's a Scandi grind. So the way we sharpen it is for a Scandi. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our blade, we're going to put it on the edge of our stone, tilt it until the grind meets the stone, so that little tilt there, and then we're going to go forward and raise towards the end to get the tip and go all the way to the end of the stone. So do that again. Now when you get used to this, you can meet the angle pretty well, but I always found that tilting the blade just helps you to keep your Scandi grind nice and good. So what I want to do is do an even number on each side. So if you do 8 on one side, you do 8 on the other side. So again, coming towards you, place the blade on the end of the stone, tilt it towards you and go all the way to the end of the stone. Now what this grit is for taking off like nicks and stuff like that you may get if you accidentally dig your blade into some rock or anything like that. So all it is, it's nice calm strokes, and that's it. Now you can just wash your blade off a bit, just to take any of the sediment off there. So I'm just going to wet this again. Now the Nagura stone is for making like a paste, but that doesn't come into it yet. So now I'm going to sharpen my ESEE Izula. This one is like a flat grind. The way you sharpen a flat grind is you have to meet the edge as much as possible. But obviously it's not the same as a Scandi where you can tilt it. So you have to meet the edge the same way you would a Scandi, but you have to be more careful because you cannot just tilt and go, because you'll just cut into the stone. So that's the way you do that. Like this. Now for a convex grind, I don't really have any knives that are convex, but what you do is you take a knife, you tilt it till it meets, and you go in a circular motion like this. Now what I say for a convex is that you do 30 seconds on this side, 30 seconds on the other side. So what you do is you meet the edge and you go in a nice circular motion, making sure that you tilt the blade a bit to get every section of the blade. So that's how you do a convex, but I pretty much don't have any convex knives. And I didn't want to show too many knives to make it too complicated. So once we've done that, we flip the whetstone over and we're on to the finer grit stone. So what we do is we wet this and we take what's called a Nagura stone and we rub it like this. And what this does is it makes a fine paste which really helps sharpen your knife and polish up your knife. So that's what we do there. And then the same again. So we take our blade, place it towards the end, nice smooth motion. Just wash the sediment off, and then what you need to do when the actual stone gets a bit grubby, because it leaves marks on the actual stone. I don't know whether my camera will pick that up or not, but it leaves marks on the stone. So what you need to do is you need to take the Nagura stone and just get that paste up again, and it also takes up any of the metal that's left on there. And all we do is do the exact same try not to press too hard. With whetstones it's more of a let the blade sharpen itself motto really, because if you press too hard they don't actually go as sharp as they do if you don't press as hard. So now I've done that, just clean the blade off again. Dry it off. So what your next step would now be would be to take a piece of leather, and what you do is you turn the blade away from the leather and you go away like that, so you're not cutting into the leather. And what this does is it strops the blade up and takes any fine little pieces of metal that are on this edge, and it removes those and allows you to get a razor sharp finish. However, personally, rather than stropping my knife, I like to take the ceramic style rods and turn the blade like this so that the edge is facing me, and just lightly run over it like this. Now what I find this does is puts more of a bite on the blade than the actual stropping will do. So that's what I do. Now just another little note. If you drive a car, or you have a car, which the majority of people, when you open the window, or when you open the car door, sorry, the window has like a curtain on it that runs over the top of the window like that. Take your knife and lightly brush against it like that, and it puts a really, really good edge on it. So those are just a few little stropping tips. This knife is now at a very good edge. Let's see if I've got some paper somewhere that just trying to find some paper, guys. No, I don't think I'm going to find any, but it's got a really nice edge on it now. So that's it, that's my simple sharpening video. That's as simple as I can think to put it. Personally, I think people complicate the sharpening too much. All you're doing is keeping the angle the same and spending a decent amount of time on it. Don't be too heavy-handed with it, and just practice. That's all I actually think it is. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.